Video we will be seeing about glucocorticoids. So as we know earlier, the hormones that are secreted by the adrenal cortex are derivatives of cholesterol. The adrenal cortex hormones are named as C19 steroids, C21 steroids and C18 steroids. The adrenal cortex secretes primarily C21 and C19 steroids. The C19 steroids have androgenic activity and C21 steroids have both mineralocorticoid and glucocorticoid activity. So the glucocorticoids are synthesized by the zona fasciculata of adrenal cortex, and the plasma level is about 14 mg per deciliter and corticosterone is 1 mg per deciliter. There are two forms, that is bound form and free form. Bound form is physiologically inactive and the free form is found in urine with the protein binding. Okay, the cortisol is metabolized in the liver. About 10% of the secreted cortisol is converted in the liver to the 17 ketosteroid derivative of cortisol and corticosterone. The ketosteroids are conjugated for the most part to sulfate and then excreted in the urine. So the remaining 20% undergo enterohepatic circulation and they are excreted in the stools. So the glucocorticoids are life protecting hormones because it helps to withstand the stress and trauma in life. The glucocorticoids have metabolic effect on carbohydrate, protein, fats and water. These hormones also show mild mineralocorticoid effect. So the actions of glucocorticoids are it has action on carbohydrate metabolism, protein metabolism, fat metabolism, water and mineral, bone, muscle, blood cells, that are the vascular and central nervous, permissive action, resistant to stress, anti-inflammatory, anti-allergic, immunosuppressive effect. So I will say in simple terms, as the name glucocorticoids, the glucose increases. So in carbohydrate, there will be increase in blood glucose level. In protein metabolism, the catabolic effect is increased. Catabolism is increased. That is, glucocorticoids promotes catabolism. And in fat, you will have free fatty acid protection that is utilized as energy and ketone bodies are produced. So glucocorticoids increases the deposition of fatty acids in abnormal position. Water and mineral balance, water it promotes excretion, that is promotes diuresis, and mineral it helps in the retention of sodium and water. In bone, it promotes osteoclastic activity and prevents osteoblastic. And in muscles, you have there is an increase in catabolic effects, so you will have muscular wasting and negative nitrogen balance. And blood cells, there is reduction in number of all the blood cells. And vascular response, you will have constriction action of the blood vessels. Central nervous system, the glucocorticoid receptors are found in the brain cells, and these helps in the normal functioning of the brain. If there is insufficiency of these hormones, the personality changes differs. And permissive action of glucocorticoids, it is nothing but it is like salt. The absence of salt can be felt. In the same way, some actions, some hormones perform their actions in the presence of glucocorticoids alone. In the absence of glucocorticoids, these actions cannot be carried on. That is known as permissive action. And resistance to stress, these glucocorticoids with the permissive action of the catecholamines, it helps in resistance to stress. And anti-inflammatory effects, these glucocorticoids inhibit the production of the inflammatory markers and promotes rapid healing. An anti-allergic effect, in the same way as anti-inflammatory. And immunosuppressive effect, it reduces the T cell and it decreases the humoral and cellular immunity of the body. So we'll see now detailing about each function. So like other steroid hormones, glucocorticoids also act by binding to a receptor called glucocorticoid receptors. So the metabolic effect is, the glucocorticoids has a anti-insulin effect. So they increase the blood glucose level by two ways: by promoting gluconeogenesis in liver from amino acids, and by inhibiting glucose uptake and utilization by peripheral cells. Okay, so the hypersecretion of glucocorticoids increases the blood glucose level and causes results in hyperglycemia, glucosuria, and adrenal diabetes, and hyposecretion causes hypoglycemia. Moving on to the protein metabolism, it increases the catabolic effect. So you will have excess glucocorticoid production leads to excess catabolism of proteins, resulting in muscular wasting and negative nitrogen balance. So these glucocorticoids increase the transport of amino acids into the hepatic cells. In hepatic cells, amino acids are used for synthesis of proteins, plasma proteins, and for gluconeogenesis. Effect on fat. These glucocorticoids cause mobilization of fatty acids from adipose tissue, increase the concentration of fatty acids in blood, and increase the utilization of fat for energy. As fats are used for energy, more ketone bodies are produced. That is the ketogenic effect of the glucocorticoids. So hypersecretion of glucocorticoids causes an abnormal type of obesity by increasing the deposition of fat in certain areas such as abdomen, chest, face, and buttocks. Now moving on to electrolyte and water metabolism. If we are taking large quantity of water, these glucocorticoids promotes the excretion of water. Okay. Actually, what happens in adrenal insufficiency? There is an inability to excrete the water. So the glucocorticoids promotes diuresis by antagonizing the action of ADH at the distal convoluted tubules of the kidney. This ADH, actually what it does, the function of ADH is to conserve fluid volume of our body by reducing the amount of water passed out in urine. It does this by allowing water in the urine to be taken back. So what happens? Finally, more water returns to the bloodstream, urine concentration increases, and water losses reduce. In adrenal insufficiency, these glucocorticoids antagonizes the action of ADH and promotes water excretion. The mineralocorticoids also helps in this filtration process, but the glucocorticoids not only promotes an excretion of the water, it also increases the GFR. And in electrolytes, in adrenal insufficiency, what happens is there is loss of sodium and potassium is retained. As sodium is lost there is loss of sodium, the ECF exceeds the amount of excreted in the urine, okay, indicating that sodium also enters the cell. So as a result, you will have edema, hypertension, hypokalemia, and muscular weakness. These glucocorticoids enhance the retention of sodium and to lesser extent increase the excretion of potassium. So glucocorticoids also decreases the blood calcium by inhibiting the absorption from intestine and increases the excretion of calcium through urine. The other physiological actions of various organs and systems, it has effect